Well, this little lady was coming out. First time I saw her on there, on the TV, I just fell in love with her. She is what, I just lost my Aunt Bertha this year. My grandma had 4 kids, 2 boys and 2 girls, but one my mom. So my mom passed away a couple years ago, and so there's just my Aunt Bertha. And Aunt Bertha used to say every time her son Gene would find a new girl, she'd say, "Oh, you should meet Susie. She's a real how'd she say? Cutesy tootsie." That's what I'm trying to get out. And I said, when I see Pam, that's what I feel. She's a real cutesy tootsie. And I just fell in love with her. And Mick, welcome for probably the 3rd or 4th time, Pam Elliot, everybody. Hey, oh.
Thank you. Hey, Kathy. Good to see you. Bob.
Hey, Pam.
Oh,
How
come
you
on.
doing?
You hug me every other time.
All right. Great.
Yay. You want me here?
Yeah,
Yes.
have
All
a
right.
seat.
Fabulous. Fabulous.
So I got so mad.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Don't get mad.
I've discussed this with Kathy several times.
Okay.
When the weather is as bad as it has been,
Right.
and I turn on the set and everybody does it, they've got you standing out there, the weather is terrible, and you're telling people not to go out, you're not supposed to drive, and there you are saying, we're out here, and I say, so what are they saying? Your life in the driver of the van's not that important. You can go out there and you do it. And that's always been one of my pet peeves in the industry,
Right.
to send you guys out there. You can tell the weather story. We've got satellites, we've got internet pictures, but to put your life in jeopardy on a really bad day, I never have understood that, Pam.
Well, and I do. We get that question a lot, you know, and our viewers are great because they are concerned about our health. But I will tell you, our station really made an effort with these sub-degree temperatures and the snow that we've seen this winter to pair us up and to make sure that we weren't out there by ourselves without somebody checking.
Yeah.
They gave us the, the hand warmers and the feet warmers you put in your boots, and also, we're checking each other. A lot of the photographers are great. They'll say, "Hey, Pam, go in the van. Get warmed up. Don't stand out here."
Chris.
Yeah. But no, I think that we're really looking out for each other. Some stories have to be told from where you are. I mean, let's face it. I give a lot of credit to all the public servants out there, police, fire.
Yes.
I mean, I'm driving by, in my warm car and seeing these guys on poles working telephone lines or whatever they're doing, and wow.
That's why I added the with our military salute, the
Yes.
police and the firefighters out
I
there,
think it's
because
great that you do that.
they're,
Do you still, at the end of every show, do the flag? And
the whole bit every
I
time.
love that.
So
I
as
love
long as
that.
I'm doing a show, we're going to pay homage to our men and women in the
Good.
service, wherever they send a post, and our police officers, because you have to say police officer now, because you can't say fireman or policeman.
Right.
Police and
You
firefighters.
called me, though, a cutie tootie or whatever
that's
you said.
different.
True. Wait
You
a
are.
minute.
I'm not sure that's politically
Cute-
correct in
it isn't.
2014, but I like it. I'm good with it.
I do
but
that in honor of my Aunt Bertha. She always said, "Oh, she's a real cutie tootie."
See, I have heard cutie patootie, but I haven't
That's
heard
the other one.
cutesy
Maybe that's what it
tootsie.
was. Cutie
It's all right.
patootie.
It's all in the same family.
That's what it was.
I
Cutie
appreciate
patootie.
that. Speaking, though, of honoring our veterans
Mm-hmm.
and our current service men and women, I know it's been a while when this show is, will have aired. The President's Day of the Union. Did you get to see
I
that
certainly did.
emotional
It was
moment?
my favorite part.
Wow, wow. I was like, thank you. Everything else, the bipartisanship and all that, I'll overlook for that moment, because that was beautiful. That was beautiful to see everybody up on their feet and not wanting to end that applause.
And after that was over, I thought to myself, with all the problems going on and getting these two people, the Republicans and Democrats, to work together, wouldn't it be nice if almost everything he says, or most of the stuff, they could all stand and do that, but it's just not the way it is. That was my favorite part of the speech. But my second favorite was watching you-know-who, Boehner.
I know. I thought it was a nice little moment, though, wasn't it? When the president said something about
His dad.
Yes,
Yeah.
even a boy whose father was a tavern owner or whatever can be Speaker of the House.
That was-
and, that was nice.
Oop, that
there
was-
were some
that was
nice
pretty good.
moments. But imagine having that camera on you the entire time. And you're not the speaker. You
Yeah.
have to sit there and, come on, Kathy. We all, we all
Yes.
try to do the professional face, but wow, how can you not, you could see a little sweat coming
Yeah.
and a little nerves and
Yes.
you want to growl or something. He wanted to growl, I think, at some point, but.
So Pam's doing something new now.
Well, since my last visit, isn't that right? Because I was on here before when I was doing mornings.
Morning, yeah.
Right. I'm an investigative reporter. Actually, I have an investigative reporter background. So it's not all new, but it's always new. Every day's new. And that's what I love about the job.
Yeah.
There's so many layers to kind of unpeel of a story. And we have great viewers who give us ideas and concerns, and in fact, is this a good time or shall we wait?
Sure, go ahead. Yeah.
Every chance I get, I just want to share the email address.
Okay.
2 News Investigates at WDTN.com.
And just leave it up there a while, guys, at least 20, 25 seconds. I was telling Pam, when you see something on TV, especially when you're watching HSN or whatever, I need that. Let me get and you go to write or something comes up, and by the time they take it down, put it up, take it down. Too quick.
It's frustrating.
Yeah.
We try not to do that because, people call us later and say, hey, that was too quick or what have you. But no, it's the hardest part about this job, and I know my colleague's coming on, so I'm excited about my teammate, Natalie Tendall. But the hardest part about this job, we talk about it often, is, everybody has a story and everybody feels he or she is being maybe wronged or something in some way when they call you. When they get to the point they're desperate enough to call a reporter, because let's face it, not everybody does that, right? But when they get to you, they're just, they're desperate. They are so, spent and they want help. And you want to help everybody. The hardest part is to not be able to help everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Because we're juggling stories all the time, and I try to be straight with people. So if you email us, and we certainly hope you will reach out, because that's how we know what's going on in our community, things we don't see every day or hear about every day. But I always try to be straight with people and say, we appreciate first that you thought of us, but then also, we talk among ourselves. We get our news director to give us some direction on how we spend our time. We'd love to be able to do every story. I mean, there are some heartbreakers out there, and you really want to tackle those for people, because I feel like I work for the viewer, and I really want to do good in the community and improve conditions, but we can't get to every story, and that's hard. It's hard to say no to people,
A couple of stories I've seen recently on network is never, ever, ever, when you take your lottery ticket in, they scan and they tell you it's no good, never give it to them. Did you ever see that report? Out of 10 shops they went to, 6 they knew it was a winning ticket. They went back and said, where's that ticket, that young lady? Oh, I don't know. Yeah, you do, because you see that camera right there? That is a $800 ticket, and you told her it was no good.
Isn't that awful that people want to take advantage of
And
people?
the other was transmission shops when women go in. In fact, I don't know what network was doing it, but this woman is a master mechanic, and she knew this car was top notch. And they went back and said, all this car needs is this or that. So this kind of work is so great. It just makes us feel so much more informed and comfortable when we're getting involved in some of these things.
Well, we certainly hope so. We do. We want to make, even if we just make a dent, some people just want to be heard. And when the fifth door is, flung in their faces, they reach out to maybe 2 News Investigates, and we do the best we can with it.
How's Marcia doing? No, she hasn't been feeling up to par. Is she
Well,
okay?
no, it was, something our health, right? We always put that off. You don't want to be doing that, and I don't want to speak for her, but I think she should be back on the air. Well, she will have been back on the air by the time we're on the air, right?
Yeah. That's
So
great because
that's nice of you to ask
she's
about her.
going to be so pleased when I tell her clothes at work was on. And Kathy was wearing something.
And I haven't had a privilege of working with some of the newer folks at Close at Work, but I love that. I love that whole concept.
Great organization.
When communities do that, I've heard of like Dress for Success in one community and Clothes at Work, and everybody wins. Isn't it wonderful?
Oh, I
Isn't
think
it
it's
wonderful?
super.
I know, and we
Helping other people is always a good feeling.
And this is a community that does it. I am telling you, I've been here now going on 5 years.
Columbus girl.
I know, but I haven't lived in Ohio all that time.
Yeah.
But I've been, back in Ohio and here in Dayton specifically, 5 years, Rob. We're kind of celebrating our anniversary together,
Same
aren't we?
time,
I know.
yeah.
But people are great here. I love the people. And Kathy's from Dayton, you know.
Well, I'll tell you, I've said several times, I knew Kathy was an anchor at 7 for a long time, and I did radio at 7 for like 2 years, the easy listening. And we have such talented people in Dayton.
We do.
I mean, from 7, 22, 45, and 2. And every time I have someone on, oh, I know her. We got to talking on a news story one day we were covering. And it's like a sorority. No bitter feelings. Oh, she is so cool. I always look for her when I go out to do this story, thinking that this person will be there and that person will be there. And what a great feeling with such nice, talented people we got in Dayton. I've never met a BA yet, badass. I've never met one yet. Everybody's so nice.
We get to spend when I was in the business, we get to spend so much time together, and even though we're competitors, because we spend that time together, you still bond. Some of my greatest friends are people that worked at the other stations. So, you know, we all want to get the story and want to get the interview, one-up them, but at the end of the day, we're all still friends and colleagues.
Well, right, and there's a mutual respect. I mean, we're not going to get to every story. So if I see something, you know, on another station that I particularly thought was, you know, very valuable, and, you know, of course, there you go.
And applaud him.
That's right.
Isn't she just the cutest thing?
Cutie patootie.
I have this rule about the Rob Dennis show. We only have cutie patooties. That is the right word, by the way. That's what Aunt Bertha used to say.
Okay, I'm
and
glad
most
I could help
talented
there.
bands, nicest people.